What a great game we just had for this 1 o'clock NFL game. The Las Vegas Raiders and Kansas City Chiefs. We have a final from Kansas City. The final score is 40 for the Las Vegas Raiders and 32 for the Kansas City Chiefs. What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the Touchdowns to Home Runs NFL postgame show. This week we have featuring the Las Vegas Raiders and Kansas City Chiefs. Definitely the helmets in this video are brought to you by sportstemplates.net. To learn how to make any custom helmet or anything custom sports related, definitely go check out www.sportstemplates.net. And guys, if you love the NFL as much as I do, or if you love football as much as I do, definitely go smash that like button right now and smash that subscribe button right now, because we put out some great football content and we promise you we'll not let you down. But what about this Vegas Raiders team? Holy, what a game from them. It was tied at 24 going into the second half. The Raiders were down a decent amount at one point in the game, but it was two late scores late in the second quarter that was able to get them to tied going into halftime. It was a deep shot to Henry Ruggs, and then there's another touchdown I can't remember off the top of my head right now. But this Raiders defense in the second half really just dominated the Chiefs. Like, the coverage was amazing. They were able to get a pick. Jeff Heath had a pick that he almost took back for 6, but he got stopped just short of the line. But the Raiders defense was getting tons and tons and tons of pressure in Mahomes' face, which is what you had to do. And even when Mahomes was scrambling, the coverage was still good enough that they weren't letting them get first downs, where the Chiefs usually just take advantage of teams. They just chuck the ball down the field, find Tyreek, find Travis Kelce, find Hardman, find who else is there? Demarcus Robinson, any of those guys, and it just blows everyone's minds. There still were some of those plays where Mahomes just chucks it down the field, and you just find like Kelsey's standing there randomly, and he just comes up with the catch, comes out of nowhere. But they're able to stop enough of those plays, enough of those improvised plays, that was able to get the ball back into the Raiders' hands and able to take Patrick Mahomes off the field and keep him off the field for a while. That's what the Raiders did so well today, was keeping Patrick Mahomes off of the field and keeping the ball in their offense's hands. They had some nice long drives, which was really well done. Let's look at the passing stats for each quarterback. Derek Carr threw 22 for 31 for 347 yards, 11.2 average for 3 touchdowns. He did have an interception, but that was early on in the first quarter, and he was able to bounce back from that and able to put up a pretty nice game after that. Patrick Mahomes throws 22 for 43, 340 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception, like I said, to Jeff Heath. The big difference here in the offensive game, I think, is really the rushing stats. You had Josh Jacobs go 23 for 77 for 2 touchdowns. That was a big game for him, scoring 2 touchdowns. Booker was able to go for 62 yards. In total, the Raiders had 143 yards, but the Chiefs only rushed in total for 80 yards. Clyde Edwards-Helaire only had 10 carries for 40 yards. Mahomes had 21 yards rushing, and Hill had 15. Williams had 4. That's a big stat there. With the other teams able to outrush you by more than 60 yards like that, I think that's a big determinant and why Vegas was so successful in this game. Because when you run, that's able to keep the clock moving and everything. It takes time off the clock, and like I said before, it takes Patrick Mahomes off the field, which is something that the Raiders needed to do to be key in this game. Let's look at the receiving stats. Darren Waller had 5 receptions for 48 yards, only 1 touchdown. Nelson Aguilar had 2 receptions for 67 yards. I'm just trying to find Ruggs went 2 receptions for 118 yards and only 1 touchdown, but 2 receptions and you're able to go 118 yards, 59 average for a long of 72. He had one of the best catches I'd ever seen. Sadly, I'm a big Gamecocks fan, and that catch was on Rashad Fenton. That was great coverage by him. He was able to get his hand in there and everything, but Ruggs just went on top of him and made that catch on his helmet. It was an absolutely amazing catch. That was so much fun to watch Ruggs make that play. So, really good game for him. Even though he only had 2 receptions, he was able to make the most out of it. Travis Kelce, 8 receptions for 108 yards. For 1 touchdown. You had Hill go 3 receptions for 78. Sammy Watkins had 1 touchdown, 2 receptions, 24 yards. Hardman had 2 receptions for 50 yards, and Edwards-Helaire had 3 receptions for 40 yards. But The Chiefs are unbeaten no more, and it just shows that they can lose football games. We thought that after they won that Ravens game, or at least I thought, that they were by far the most dominant team in the NFL, and they are going to go and keep dominating teams. I just don't see anyone beating them. And sure enough, these Las Vegas Raiders come in and are able to get their record to 3-2 on the season, and they go home to play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers next week. That's going to be a Sunday night game. The Buccaneers just lost to my Bears this Thursday. The Buccaneers are definitely a beatable team, and a team that the Raiders can definitely compete with, especially that they just showed that they just beat the Chiefs. If the Raiders defense goes up and plays this good against the Buccaneers defense isn't anything to write home about. So if this offense just plays as consistent as they did in this game and was able to put up 40 points against a really good Chiefs defense, they'll be fine. Then they go on to do a bit of a road trip. They go to Cleveland, then to LA, and then they play the Broncos before them playing the Chiefs again on a Sunday night. Those are 4 very winnable games for the Raiders. 4 winnable games. If they're able to be on a 5-game winning streak going into that next Chiefs game, that is going to be a huge momentum swing for the Raiders and how this season is going. And who knows, they might be on top of the AFC West by then. Let's just take a look at the Chiefs' next games. They got in Buffalo next week. That's going to be a big game. Can't wait to watch that one. Those are 2 very good teams. Hopefully the Bills are undefeated, and then you have the 1-loss Chiefs. The Bills go on to take on the Titans this week. Then they go to the Broncos, and they're home against the Jets and Panthers before they have to play the Raiders again. So again, those are 3 very easy games for the Chiefs coming up, and then they got a very good Bills team next week. The Raiders could definitely be in front of that division. If the Chiefs drop this game to the Bills and the Raiders, which they could easily win out until that next game. This could be a game, the next time the Chiefs and Raiders go up, could be a game with 2 teams with the same record. They could both be, what would their record be? 7-2, I think, and they're both going at it for the lead in that division, so that might be a very entertaining game on November the 22nd on a Sunday night. Cannot wait for that one, the rematch of this game, because the first one definitely was not a letdown. These 2 teams gave it their all, especially the Raiders. Just how the Raiders were able to manage the clock, move the ball downfield. Darren Waller plays like a wide receiver, but he is a tight end. He's just a guy who's constantly finding ways to get open, and he's just so versatile for that Raiders offense. He is one of the best tight ends in the game, hands down. You got Kittle, you got Kelsey, you got Zach Ertz, and then you probably have Darren Waller. I'd put Darren Waller at 4. Mark Andrews used to be up there, but he's taken a bit of a step back a couple games, in my opinion. I really like what I'm seeing from Darren Waller so far for the Chiefs this year. But a great game. We had a final 40-32. Definitely hit that like button. Definitely hit that subscribe button. Help me out. If you guys want to keep seeing more of these post-game shows, definitely let me know in the comment section. I want to hear anything from you guys down below about this game or anything in the NFL, because we got some other good games coming up. We got the Colts and Browns on right now. We got the Dolphins beating the 49ers by 14-0 right now. Cowboys are up 3-0 on the Giants. And then tonight we got Minnesota and Seattle. So definitely some more good football to be watched today. And thank you so much for watching this video, guys. And definitely come back next time.